Namaste. Myself is Naresh Kumar Marwal from Jyoti Vidyapit Women's University, Jaipur. I am an assistant professor in a computer science department. Today's session is based on discrete memory less channel. We have lot of channel for transmitting the data from one place to another place. Few channels are depend on input, previous input as well as present input. So, if I am talking about the only term of discrete, it means we have predefined levels or the value. We have finite number of levels. It means if want to do any work in a discrete memory channel, we have predefined results, predefined value. If I am talking about the same thing in a term of continuous, so we have infinite number of levels. We don't define its value or its result. What is the term of memoryless? It means if your current input, present input or output, it means your present output, it depends on present input. It cannot hold the previous or past input or output. It means the memory element is 0. So this is called the memoryless. We have an input x of k. We have an output y of k. Here is the channel. It's create a matrix y of k divided by x of k. It means your output is divided by input. With the help of input and output, we can create a channel matrix. Let's see how. This is the channel matrix. We have y of k and x of k. Y of k represent your output, x of k represent your input. We have x1, x2, x3 to x of m. Here is output y1 to y of n. Y of n is divided by x of n, y of 2 divided by x of n, x of 1, y of 3 divided by x1, y of n is divided by x1. Now the same thing for x2, y1 divided by x2, y2 divided by x2, y3 divided by x2, yn divided by x3. Now it is similar for x of m. y1 is divided by xm, y2 divided by xm, y3 divided by xm, and the yn is divided by xm. So with the help of this matrix, this channel matrix, we can create any channel matrix. Now we have few channels like lossless channel, deterministic channel, noisy-less channel, and the binary symmetric channels. Let's see how we create the matrix of lossless channel. In a lossless channel, we have x1, x2 and x3 are 3 inputs, and y1, y2, y3, y4 and y5 are basically the 5 input. Here are few values: 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 2 by 5, 3 by 5 and 1. So with the help of this diagram, if we are creating a channel matrix, so this is like this. This is the input x1, x2, x3. This is the output x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. Now x1 and x2, it depends on x1. So here is the value of y1 and y2. It is 1 by 3 and the 2 by 3. And our x1, it's not depend on another output, so value are putting here 0, 0, 0 and 0. Now the same thing for x2, y3 and y3 and y4, it's depending on x2, so here are put the value of y2, it means 2 by 5 and the 3 by 5. Then remaining things are not depend on x2, so we are putting 0. Same for x3. X3 is depending only on for y5, so we are give its value 1 and remaining are 0. So if I am calculating the row values, if I am trying to sum the row values, we find it's equal to 1. 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3 is equal to 1. 2 by 5 plus 3 by 5 is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1. So every column has at least one non-zero element we have. So now if I'm talking about the deterministic channel, we have 5 inputs x1, x2, x3 and x4 and x5. We have 3 outputs y1, y2, y3 and y5. Y3. So if I'm creating the same channel matrix for deterministic channel, x1 to x5 these are the input and y1 to y3 these are the output. Every relation it show by 1. So if y1 it's depend on x1 and x2, so value is 1 1 over here. Y2 is depending only on x3, so value is 1 here. X5 is depending only on x5 and x4 these are depending on y3, so it's a value over here. So every element in a matrix, this is a deterministic channel. Now noiseless channel, it means a single input it depends on single output. That's not possible to create a single noise like x1 is directly depend on y1, x1 or y1 it's not depend on another input or output, x2 it depends on y2, xn depends on yn. So when we are creating the matrix noiseless matrix, so you are find a beautiful matrix. This is called the diagonal. Only diagonal items are presenting 1. See, now there is another channel matrix, that name is binary symmetric matrix. In a binary symmetric matrix we are basically depends on probabilities. Here is x1, x2 these are the two inputs, y1, y2 they are the two outputs. When y1 and x1 it depend on p, y2 and x1 1 minus p, x2 and y1 depend 1 minus p, and x2 and y2 it's p. So its value can be a change and it's totally depend on probability. So now with the help of the channel matrix we can calculate the values, we can calculate the matrix values.